Muy buenas tardes amigos de J&M Pro. Esta tarde estamos localizados en el sureste de la Main Street en Asheville, Carolina del Norte. Y esta hermosa tarde tenemos un evento llamado Cuentos Contados. Este evento se realizará en 3 diferentes lugares. Primero, serán historias contadas en el Penny Cup Café. Por segundo, estará en Noir Collective, donde habrá cantos muy lindos y más historias. Y por tercero, será en el Leaf Global Workshop, donde habrá más poesía y muchos cuentos. Así que vengan con nosotros y conozcan la importancia de la riqueza cultural de nuestra comunidad afroamericana dentro de Asheville. So, we wanted to ask you, what is the importance of this storytelling event that you're organizing?
Well, the importance of it is for us to maybe get off of social media, even though stories are told on social media, but it's to keep the personal side of it, is to bring it to different venues outside of where you maybe on social media or whatever, but it's to bring it to venues like this. So you look around and you see people, you look around and you hear stories, you look around and folks will come and just be a part of it. It's important. We have to tell the stories now, because the world has tried to make us not to tell them. And it's just like the Israeli Gaza and the Palestine thing. Stories abound in that environment because it is people's lives.
My mother was a praying mother, and church was a must. I believed in God when I was young, but totally fell away from God when I went into the Air Force. It really wasn't until I met your grandmother that I took God seriously, and I realized I needed a savior. I really believed it was because I had a praying mother that I'm alive today. I wanted to go into the Marines, but my mother would not sign for me. I went to the Air Force recruiting office in Shelby, North Carolina, and they gave me a bus ticket. I had to get on the bus stop at Kings Mountain, North Carolina. The bus picked me up about midnight and took me to Charlotte, North Carolina for processing. And that's when my life really started.
No matter what side you're on or if you have a side and everything, it is still important that we pass on the legacy, because they're going to have to tell their kids about October the 7th one day. They're going to have to tell their story about what happened, who was there, what affected them. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to keep telling them until, even when they lay me out, there's going to be a story in that casket. My story is your story. Your story is their story. And their story is our story. Don't you ever forget that. Keep telling it, keep doing it. That's what we like. And I'm going to keep doing it. And thank you all for coming and being a part of this.
We getting through, y'all. Sisters.
Hi, Miss Penny. What's the importance of this event and why did you create it?
Okay, well, this event is the first Friday on the block. And the block was a historically black-owned businesses in this area. They called it Block. And we still have the YMI, which is a young men's institute, as a long-standing African-American cultural center. And so we're trying to keep an existence in the neighborhood, in the area of black businesses and entrepreneurs and artists. And I was just one of the storytellers for the storytelling event today. And it's important to, have a venue to have our stories be told, to share our life experiences and cultural perspectives, and just support ourselves and keep it alive. So we learn from each other. So it's important to keep a presence.
Lived and died, a southern black man up north, doing just fine. His favorite song was "My God is Real." So we're gonna sing a little bit of that, and y'all gonna have to help me, okay? There are some things I may not know. There are some places I can't go, but I am sure of this one thing. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul.
And basically what I've done is taken poems from my poetry books. I'm online. I have poetry books online. But basically what I've done is I've taken some of the poems and turned them into skits and monologues and roused out good black people to bring the poetry alive. And we also add in singing and good music to bring it alive as well. I'm also a reverend, so this is part of my Black Poetry Theater ministry. And keeping in the front that faith, for other folks who, it's like it's whatever your spiritual path, it's worth the seeking, it's still worth the knocking. So keep seeking. We ultimately have much more in common than not. It's been told that people of faith, whatever your faith is, we last a little longer. We come out on the other side a little stronger. So it still is worth seeking. God may speak to me in one language, but speak to you in a totally different language. And that's okay. That's God's business. But it's important that we keep these things close to us, particularly when we're going through hard times. COVID was, domestic violence was up, suicide was up, racial tensions, drug addiction of all kinds. Okay, and I don't care who you are, what walk of life you come from. Friends, family, community, faith still matter. They still make a difference. Maybe they sound, used to sound cliche, but coming through COVID, for me, it underscored that no, we need each other. So that's why I'm glad to have an event like this tonight, where we've gathered together all kinds of folks to hear the different stories and connect and really to see how much we have in common. When we get together, I think it's easier to really see how much we have much more in common than not. So that's why it's important, this type of event. And I was so happy to be and proud to be a part of it.
Like the guy said earlier, their story is my story too.
Thank you. We have much more in common than not when we really get down to it. And, most of the other stuff is just foolishness. Through her music, we heard her God and we heard her grit. I'm one of many generations of women who strive on because when she sang, I listened coolly. Sisters, she watches left to right, then glides easy, ever keeping to the beats of her street, despite the rude sneers and leers. Mama, smoothly going around the stumbling blocks and trash anyhow. Old spry auntie, with a steadfast smile, she just keeps it moving. Oh, sisters, she don't weep, ever on too little money, too low self-esteem, too many mouths to feed, too much work to do, on too little refuel. Even with the lowly of her position, worldwide echo to infinity. Black woman, you dirt under our feet. Don't you know this? Her eyes harden as she neck rolls past that up. Still, it's she who picks us up and dusts us off daily. Rocking on instinct and rolling so stylishly. Oh, making the hustle look so smooth and breezy. Others can't see her feet moving. Shoot. No matter how others try to front on this, the strength of her stride, her load. Nobody else could shoulder this. Oh, Mary, Sister Mary. Daily she fights the devil as he denies, devalues, and defeats, defies her will to live, presents her too cold, oh, ugly, niggard, worth nothing. Sisters, we dancing somehow. We making it anyhow. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
Esta tarde estoy con nuestro hermano Adama de Leaf Global Art. Adama, can you tell us about this event that we have organized tonight?
Tonight was about the how to get the Block community together. So this we're trying to get to have like this event every first Friday to make sure like because this block used to be like a very like a community spot, and now we feel like a little separate. So we try to see how we can get people back together. To know this block is still so that's the reason of this event, and also to help people to know about all the small businesses happening here.
I agree with you. And tell us about your artwork.
My artwork, based my main instrument. And I'm coming from like a mini generation of West African traditional drum and culture keeper. So for those from West Africa to here, sharing my culture with different people, the different world with different performing and stuff. But when I connect with Leaf, and Leaf will definitely give me like a very opening to be connected with the kids, to share my culture with the new generation. So for Leaf, I teach on a lot of different schools at UMCA and elementary school, just to share a culture to help the new generation to understand what's the diversity about the cultures.
And what would you like our community to obtain from these type of events?
I want our community to just know this is not the end. It's not the only event. I want everybody to know this is not the first one. It's not the last one. How to keep being together if we don't have any event. It's because the event, everybody come and get together and say how you doing, because if there's no event, everybody just like after work you're home, but how to get connected. So the event and the meeting and all this, so that's the idea to create this thing. So I hope everybody can keep attending the rest of them every first Friday, so we can make it bigger and make it very successful for the community and for our new generation and the kids and everybody.
America to this day seems to be some kind of tricky, experimental societal invention. The music of America is fundamentally aligned and embedded with that same volatile, flavorful, healing energy. It is the gumbo and the crock pot struck by lightning, almost given special supernatural powers, grown out of the flares of Hades plus the seeds and rains of heaven. From the field chants to the gospel shuffle in the churches, the hymns and hums of gritty, black belt soiled Delta blues to wildly scintillating jazz flowing out of the streets and clubs of New Orleans. Yes, this is black music. Therefore, it is American music with a distinct African backbone. The drum, the bass, the heartbeat. When you sing that song like that, with bow, without word, where it broke old wood cracked on side of road, I could scarcely console your dying pot of gold rainbow. Humble home and huddled nestled grove, where you left a literate note at the wrong door on wrong post. a grown pooch not wearing own coat, and they scream, "Don't shoot!" as they choke in the bark as gun smokes run into hole. When you sing that song like that, it always seems so close, all too close to home, as Rome rambles wandering through Skylight House Dome in middle of June, and the sky is gross, only 'cause she's in the mood. Some sea over bruise, or perhaps she's in a terrible mood, ready to consume all that is colored Colorado, red rock, stone, midnight glow from the higher hike, a tighter, milder, wild ride through curbside, up and down Grand Pass, just in case your pointy hand and nose asks, with eyes groaning and blooming in your stomach, wanting to devour all warm nose hair pinching scents perceived from this tower on the fence of water and earth edges that crash in cosmic and mundane collaboration. As day breaks night on either side, it shades as dice, as human and animal eye combined and crossed over with a third line. Bird brightened into own only light. When you sing that song I like, ignite bridges with your pipe, cry rivers with the same sky you buy, fight fishes against the currents I can't even navigate to be burden broken from time. Just gotta give it time, and give self treasured treats that the beast can't hide in his teeth or bleak insides. If such a jewel or jewels I should happen to find, I might make it mine, and then I can love that song. Okay.